Welcome back to another edition of Just Another Sports Betting Podcast, live here on YouTube and on TikTok. We had a decent crowd. We had to start early, and then I forgot to put the tags in the YouTube thing. But whatever, no one gives a shit. We're back.
I'm
back. Cody, Tommy, Blake.
What's up?
Happy Wednesday night. We're here for Thursday Night Football betting preview. And I love this game. And we'll get into it, but I do have a few NBA plays for the people that we can go through quickly, and then we'll get to the Thursday Night Football game.
I'm in. Okay. I also have picks, and you should come to those of you who did not come to the TikTok pre-show. You should come to the TikTok pre-show because it's fun.
Yeah. Just Cody _CHGO on TikTok. We're going live for like every show. Anyway, shout out to the people on TikTok. The link to this podcast on YouTube is in my bio if you want to come there. But anyway, so tonight for the NBA, there's a huge slate. There were no games yesterday because of the election, I'm assuming. So we have a lot of NBA games tonight. I have 4 props because I don't bet on spreads for the NBA, but we have 4 props. And do you guys just want me to go through them all at once?
Rifle. I got a Bulls pick, but rifle.
I am 4-4 on the NBA props to start the year, so I'm feeling pretty good about myself. I'm not down, I'm not up, I'm even. All right. And the last prop I took was Zach LaVine over 25.5 points and rebounds. Unfortunately, it was voided, and Ayo Dosunmu played in his place, and he had a hell of a game. And he played in his position. So I was on the right track. I just didn't get the bet in for Ayo Dosunmu in time, unfortunately. Anyway, tonight, Jason Tatum over 44.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's going up against the Warriors, who are coached by Steve Kerr, who didn't play him in the Olympics. And also, Jaylen Brown is out. So he's going to get more shots. And also, the Warriors ranked 28th in points allowed to opposing small forwards, 30th in rebounds allowed to opposing small forwards, and 23rd in assists allowed to opposing small forwards. So I think not only will he get the touches and will probably be active in all facets of this game, but there is a little bit of a revenge narrative, if you want to call it that, even though they won the Olympics. But it was a big narrative that was spread during the summer. So I think Jason Tatum's going to come out and have a huge game tonight.
I followed you on that one.
Credit to you. Next one, Nikola Vucevic over 32.5 points and rebounds and assists. Zach LaVine, game time decision. I don't know if this has been updated yet, but when I placed the bet, like Josh Giddey was also like he is a game time decision because of an illness. Patrick Williams, game time decision. Lonzo Ball is still out. And Vooch has gone over this total in every single game this year. Every single game he has played this year, he's gone over this total 32.5. So Jalen Smith, also game time decision. So I would go look at the Bulls injury report.
Everybody is still game time decision.
Right. And they play at like 7:30. It's 5:45 as we speak at this moment. So, I love this play just because he's had a hot start to the year. And especially if Zach LaVine doesn't play, he's going to eat tonight. So I love that. This game's about to start. I should have started with it, but Jalen Suggs over 24.5 points and rebounds. I got it at plus 100 on DraftKings. The Magic go up against the Pacers tonight. The last time they played, which was at the end of October, he finished that game with 25 points and 5 rebounds to go over this total. Paolo Banchero is obviously out, and Wendell Carter is out. The Pacers rank 30th against opposing point guards and points allowed and 27th in rebounds allowed. So he had a good game against them last time. He's getting more shot attempts with Banchero out. And the Pacers don't play any defense at all. Like they play with a lot of pace. They play very fast. I like Suggs tonight. And then a little late night. I think this is Raptors and Kings. I also like one other play from it, but of course DraftKings took it down, so I didn't get to place it. But Domantas Sabonis over 32.5 points and rebounds. The Kings and Raptors played last week. He had a 17-point, 20 rebound game against the Raptors. The Raptors ranked 30th in points allowed to opposing centers and 22nd in rebounds to opposing centers as well. It was a close 131 to 128 game. So I think this could be a very similar type game. But the other play I had from this was DeMar DeRozan on points, just because it is a revenge game. So I think it was 4.5. So I don't hate that one either. But I like Sabonis to have a big game tonight.
All right. That was a lot of NBA. Credit to you.
I was in the lab this morning. I'm on vacation right now, and so
what else are you gonna do?
Or I'm on vacation, So I just what else am I gonna do other than place bets all day,
Yeah.
So
yeah. So for the Bulls game, between Jalen Smith, Patrick Williams, Josh Giddey, and Zach LaVine, if two of those guys play, I will take the Bulls +10. If all four of them are out or one of them comes back, I will take the Mavs -10. That is where I stand. I was all in on the Bulls before I knew the injuries.
Yeah, they're coming off getting, I don't want to say blown out, but it was a bad game.
It was not great. It was not
a lot
great.
of points given up.
Jazz. Yeah, it's a bad game. So I just have stopped betting spreads and totals on the NBA, and I just do player props. So anyway,
know your role.
No, I know my role. I love player props. I'm 4-4 on NBA player props this year. So, but I don't hate Bulls +10. If you take it now and hope and pray that two of those guys will play, because once it's announced that some of those guys will play, that spread will probably.
You know what? I trust my Bulls.
That's not smart. That's not smart at all.
I will take the Bulls Bulls minus. I will take the Bulls +10. Yeah. I trust my Bulls.
Blake, anything?
Not for NBA.
Okay.
Probably smart.
Let's do Thursday night football. Thursday night football betting preview. I had bets for this game on Monday. We watched that game on Monday, and in the process, I was placing bets at the same time. I'm a multitasker, some might say. Also, Soren in the chat says that Patrick Williams, Jalen Smith, and Giddey will play. I don't know where he saw that, but let's just trust the internet. We'll just trust the internet.
Bulls +10. Don't think, just do.
All right. So the total for the Thursday night football game tomorrow, I just saw it move up to 53.5, but I got it at 53. And the spread's 6 points. I haven't seen it move at all. Bengals, Ravens. AFC North battle. This was a great game last time they played. They scored a ton of points. So, anyway, because they scored a ton of points last time, I kind of am. Not only am I on the under because it's a primetime game, but normally that's typically how a lot of these games go, where they score a lot of points in the first game, or they don't score a lot of points in the first game, and then they score a lot of points in the second game. So this would be reversed. Like I do feel like the Ravens' pass defense is atrocious, but their run defense is awesome. They're number one in the league in run defense. The Bengals, on the other hand, they can't stop the run, which really favors the Ravens. But their pass defense is at least mid. So I don't know. It's also a short week for both these teams. I just feel like there's going to be less points this time around. So give me the under 53.
All right. I am not touching the total. I have a plethora of props, but speaking of totals, Ravens team total over 30.5. They run the ball. The Bengals stink at stopping the run. Derrick Henry is that is a large human coming right at you. I will bank on them scoring more than 30 points.
I'm staying away from the team total too, but I am on Baltimore -6.5. Kind of like how we were talking Monday, Cody, with reluctantly taking the Buccaneers if I was going to pick the spread. Lamar, and I'm kind of reluctantly taking the spread here. Lamar Jackson 9-2 against the Bengals in his career. Ravens absolute wagon at home. They had one slip up against the Raiders to start the season at home, but I want to also see too what kind of jerseys they're wearing tomorrow, because if it's the all black Ravens jerseys,
they're wearing their purple helmets for the first time, I believe.
Oh, like those alt helmets?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I might alt spread it then, Ravens. But they look cooler on the Ravens are good. Let's just put it that way. It is a divisional game, so that does worry me a little bit just because there's a lot of pride that goes into it. But the Bengals are barely hanging on. And when you get to the point in the season where the quarterback's talking about like running the table and having to rattle off 7 of 9 or 5 of 6 or whatever there's really left in the NFL season, it makes me a little more scared that they just might not be as good as they even feel they're good. So I'll take the Ravens -6 if we're just talking spread and totals for now.
I do lean Ravens more than I do the Bengals. The Bengals haven't been able to beat anyone good this year. Like they had a chance against the Eagles, got blown out. You know, like all their wins are against bad teams. I don't like them. You know, like it is what it is. However, they did help me win that 6-leg parlay. Credit to them for that. But they also beat the Raiders. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, I lean Ravens, but and I would take, you know, I guess I could have taken it on Monday when it was a 6. But it's a divisional matchup, so I could see some wacky shit happening. So I don't know, man. I lean under, and I got 3 player props that I really love.
I will take the Ravens -5.5. I am sick of being scared of these Thursday night games. I'm sick of being wrong on these Thursday night games. I'm done thinking.
Remember when you took the Texans?
I do. I remember everything. I suck on Thursday night. I'm sick of it. I'm done thinking. I'm
You
looking
fell for
at
the
this.
trap.
The
You fell for
Ravens
the
are
Thinking, just action.
the Ravens are just significantly better than the Bengals. And the Bengals are under all the pressure in the world. The Ravens don't have to do a thing. They're just going to run it down their throats with Derrick Henry. They're going to score 30 points. They're going to win the game by more than 6. I don't care. I'm done thinking. I'm just doing.
Okay. Fair enough.
And I also have 2 player props, but we can get there.
Okay. We have to parlay some of these player props because why wouldn't we? Okay.
Obvi.
All right. I'm going to go through all 3. I'm just going to do all 3.
Yep.
Okay. Number 1, Lamar Jackson over 49.5 rushing yards. Okay. The Bengals rank dead last in rushing yards to opposing quarterbacks on top of already just being bad against the run anyway. Lamar had 55 yards the last time that they faced off. And again, short week. I don't know. That's the only thing that kind of scares me about it. Just because short week, maybe he's not going to be as mobile. But give it to me because this Bengals rushing defense in general sucks. And obviously, he's a guy who could easily have double-digit rushing attempts. So give me Lamar Jackson over 49.5 rushing. Now, this next one's my favorite one. So I'm putting it in the middle. And I got it early, and it's gone in my favor. Joe Burrow over 34.5 passing attempts. All right. The Bengals pass the ball 60% of the snaps. The Ravens have the worst pass defense in the NFL. And the line has moved to 36.5. I'd still play it because they're going to be trailing most likely. And they are based off how they already play. Again, they throw it 60% of the snaps. They only run it like 30-some% of the time. Like they do not play balanced at all. And they're going to be trailing in this game. They're going to pass the ball. I think Burrow throws it 40 times tomorrow. So give me Burrow. I got it 34.5. I've seen it move up to 36.5. I'd still play it. And then my last play, I like it. It's moved up to 23.5, but I got Chase Brown at 22.5 receiving yards. Did you miss anything I just said about the Ravens pass defense? They're 29th against opposing running backs receiving as well. He had almost 40 yards receiving last week. His usage has only increased in recent weeks. Yeah. And again, the Bengals are going to throw the ball because I feel like they're going to trail most of this game. So give me those 3. And if you parlay it with just to increase the odds, a little Derrick Henry touchdown comes out to plus 625. There's a boost on DraftKings. You can get at plus 830.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, I'm great place right there. I am just going straight up like we're putting points on the board with the Baltimore Ravens. Derrick Henry, 2 touchdowns plus 195. His one
Ooh.
touchdown is like minus 200 something.
Yeah.
It's automatic.
He scored 2 last week. The Bengals stink at stopping the run. I always think like, oh, they're gonna start saving Derrick Henry for the playoff run. Like they're gonna start saving him for when they need him. And then he just busts off an 85-yard run. And they always let him finish the job when he's in the red zone. So
Right.
I'll take him for 2 on the ground. I will also take Lamar for 2 in the air. He is going to run like crazy, but Lamar also loves to remind everybody that he is not a running back. He is a throwing quarterback, and he is an accurate throwing quarterback. So he wants to get his touchdowns as well. Who he throws them to, you could throw names out there, but he does. He throws it around. He's got a plethora of options. Derrick Henry out of the backfield is also not off the table here. So yeah, Derrick Henry 2 anytime touchdowns, Lamar over 1.5 throwing. It is all Ravens tomorrow night. And if I'm wrong, then I refuse to pick another Thursday night game.
I'm gonna roll with you on the Lamar passing attack, but I'm not going Lamar. I'm gonna go with one of his receivers. I'm going Zay Flowers over 59.5. 4 of his last 5, he's gone over this. Last time they played the Bengals, he had like 111. Dude's just been eating up the target share. Now they do add Deontay Johnson, which adds some kind of concern. Not really, because Zay Flowers' game isn't running drags across the middle of the field. It's downfield targets. So, and you really only need one big downfield target, and he's a yak monster too. So give me over 59.5 for Zay Flowers.
Save Deontay Johnson for next week too, because Steelers revenge game.
Yeah, good call. No,
Good
what did we
call.
say? Write that down. So we'll also do Jamar Chase anytime touchdown minus 125. For anytime, it's kind of right at the threshold for me. I don't like going too much higher on odds than that. But last Thursday, I gave everyone the Devontae Adams anytime touchdown pick because I said he was due. And Jamar Chase, since I picked him last week to score a touchdown and he didn't, by that same line of thinking, that makes him due this Thursday. So Jamar Chase anytime. He's going to score, get in the end zone. Like you said, Bengals going to have to pass. They're going to have to keep up. So give me their number 1 receiver. Those are the only props I got.
Okay. So touchdown parlay, Derrick Henry. Just to increase the odds, should we just do Derrick Henry 2 touchdowns, or we just want to stick with 1 because it's a parlay?
I feel like since it's a parlay, you should take the one.
I feel like it's an automatic. We put Derrick Henry, Jamar Chase. Who was the other? Did you have another one?
I didn't, but we could throw Zay Flowers in there because he had him over receiving. Or do you want to do Chase Brown?
Yeah, I kind of like Chase Brown.
Why not both?
Because of his usage. Chase Brown, Jamar Chase, Derrick Henry. Touchdown parlay.
4 touchdowns.
So who's scoring first?
Derrick Henry.
Yeah, what is that? What is him first touchdown? Is it like plus?
I bet it's like plus
300 or something. Yeah, he's just a monster, man. Every time he touches the ball, it takes like 8 guys to tackle him, or he has to trip himself up.
Right. Yeah, he's scored a touchdown in every game this year.
Every game.
First touchdown, 350 for Henry.
350. So he split us down the middle.
That's crazy. That's
insane, man.
Well, I like it. Derrick Henry, anytime touchdown. Chase Brown, anytime touchdown. Jamar Chase, anytime touchdown. What was the other one? Is that it?
I think we tossed around the idea of Zay Flowers, but 3 feels okay.
3 is fine. That's good. Feels weird that we have 2 Bengals in there when we think that the Ravens are going to blow them out, but
well, because Henry's going to score 3, so we don't have to bet him twice.
That's fair. Yeah. You could just take Derrick Henry, score 3. Yeah. What's the odds for him to score 3?
Probably 220. I don't know. I still need Lamar to go 2 in the air too. So
you can throw it to him somehow, you know. Yeah.
I think we're
3 touchdowns plus 750. 4 touchdowns, 3,400.
All right, let's
That's ridiculous, dude.
I mean, I would throw $1 on 4 touchdowns. That's
Yeah.
that's silly.
Yeah, that is silly, but
They'll
fun.
take him. They'll take him out of the game before he gets a chance to do 4 touchdowns.
Yeah. All right, that's all we got. Shout out to Charlie on TikTok. He sent me a heart. That means a lot. Appreciate you. And yeah. Anything else?
Anybody have any fantasy questions that we need to answer?
I don't see any fantasy questions.
That's one of the,
No more fantasy questions.
Kent State plus 20.5 tonight in Maction. Nobody should be favored by 20 points in Maction.
Kent State plus 20.5. Let's go.
Wednesday night.
They're like 1-6, but 20.5 way too much.
It's Maction. It's gonna be it's gonna be like 2-0 at halftime.
We did end up getting one fantasy question. Baker Mayfield or Aaron Rodgers?
I shouldn't answer this.
I mean, maybe you could buy stock on Rodgers now.
I think Baker, you have more of a chance of him slinging the ball around all the time. It's just a matter of who's left for him to throw it to.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, maybe Baker's the safer play because they are going to throw it a ton.
All the time.
Yeah. Okay. We'll be back tomorrow for college football, week 11. And, of course, Friday for the rest of the NFL slate for Sunday. So thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you then. Bye.